2 here with Vega Squadron and London Conspiracy. Vega on the dire side, as mentioned before. London Conspiracy chose Radiant side this game, and Chen is against expectations, still on the pool. London Conspiracy, this is your chance to remove him.
I like how Vega are just banning out the Broodmother. They're just saying, like, you're not gonna rat us. No cheesing in this game.
No cheesing, and basically forcing Nature's Prophet, Chen, or on Druid. 2 of those heroes are gonna make it into the draft.
Exactly. It's a pretty common way that people draft in a lot of different patches, no matter what the heroes are. If you want to get one of the OP heroes or the considered OP heroes, then just ban something that normally is banned in the second phase or not at all. And you're gonna force heroes to go through.
Yeah, we just mentioned 3 heroes, and obviously Vega is going to pick up one of them, and maybe then London Conspiracy is going to pick up the other 2.
So we think.
I mean,
they
pretty much have to go for it, Chen. There's no way they're not going to go for it. Solo plays it really well, and they do this for a reason, just leaving it through. And now there's also 2 good options for them to pair up with the Chen. There's Nature's Prophet and Lone Druid, and you don't really want to pick those 2 together, like you normally don't.
We saw that today.
Yeah, we saw it earlier.
Did they win?
No.
Okay, now that was the game they lost.
And that's why you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it can work, but it's when you force yourself to go into a push strat. It was the game that they did not pick the Tiny Wisp.
The IO.
But I just believe that they will get Lone Druid or Nature's Prophet, and thus the push is complete. They have the powers.
Well, I think that it's going to be a mind game here. I believe that they let them have the Chen, so they could have that easy Chen counter.
Damn.
And just
which is?
Axe? No, I don't know. Who is the best counter for Chen these days?
I mean, there's no easy. I think Clinks is pretty fine, actually.
Clinks, huh?
But the thing is, even Clinks, they changed the creeps to not have 1400 HP and, you know, just getting increased HP. Now they always have 1000 HP, even if it's a small creep when Chen takes them over. So Clinks is actually nerfed against Chen after that change.
Yeah.
And Clinks is not really a hero that, like, shuts down Chen. It's
in before
okay to
Nature's
one,
Prophet still?
CM, huh? Well, I mean, CM can be pretty good. She does do a lot of damage versus those Chen's creeps.
The Frostbite is amazing.
Yep.
It's a good thing to have.
And with the, you know, all the regen that she has too, she can do that a couple times, but oh no. That's going to be way too many little critters for CM to be able to handle. I think they might need some more.
Mag Beastmaster, also one of his favorites.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Mag does play it really well, and
rough game
they are not going to go for the Nature's Prophet, but instead have more auras to their push. So whatever hero they add up now, I mean, it's just going to make for a gruesome 5-man. They need to secure themselves some 5-man team fight, Vega. That is. As for London Conspiracy, I think the CM is a good reactive pick here to the Chen. But they're still gonna have to work with banning out the Juggernaut probably. They ban out the Invoker first, but I don't think they want to leave Jug here.
What do you think as a counter towards Chen? You don't have to take it as a serious counter, but I'm still curious your opinion about Midas's.
Midas?
The thing is,
the
thing is,
5-man Midas.
No one in the Dota world, in professional Dota or in pub Dota, has the self-control to not use your Midas in order to have it when the team fight happens.
Come on, guys.
No one has ever done that, Cheever.
No one's ever done that.
And that's why it should be done.
It's true.
So that OD Pixel can say, no one's ever done this in the history of Dota.
Everyone is too efficiency focused. And the thing is, if you knew the teamfight is like 30 seconds away, yes, you could hold off on using your Midas. But very seldom do you actually know for sure there's going to be a fight. So you're going to keep using the Midas, just hoping, you know.
But what if you're Lone Druid, you can build 2 and you can save 1 and just use one.
Cheever, it's not going to happen.
Cheever.
Stop trying to make it happen.
Cheever, you've gone too far.
I appreciate your thought. That's some good meta thinking, and I appreciate you actually analyzing it.
So thank you for explaining why it was a horrible idea.
Hey, come on, man. We used to buy Diffusal Blade against Warlock Golems.
Yeah.
So the 6 Midas strat could actually work.
Yeah.
It won't, but it could.
It won't.
In an alternate universe.
That's a Zeus ban, right?
Yeah. Is that a Zeus ban? Yes, and a Juggernaut. No more of that. Yeah. So, what are we thinking here? I mean, already Vega is just coming out the gate really strong.
They might even just remove Gyrocopter as well here, or Gyro was removed by Vega. Yeah. All right.
So good thinking there, Waga. You're right on their shot.
Hey, man, it's far away.
There you go. No, I'm saying you called it, just like the captain.
Yep.
All right, so
Just like the captain.
yeah, there you go.
Just like it.
All right, we got one more pick
hey.
here. Very interesting stuff.
And they
Mr.
ban
Sven.
out Death Prophet.
Death
so they
Prophet.
are really afraid of that Death Push then.
Yeah, they don't want to get 5-man push-balled, and Sven is going to work pretty well here, I think, just in terms of killing all the creeps that are going to mass up. The only downside is if Sven doesn't get a good laning phase, he struggles, and Chen can really punish lanes.
Right.
Beastmaster is also a dangerous hero against any melee because of the boar. If it chases you, you're not getting away. And Sven and boars have a bad history as well in general in Dota.
True.
So,
Indeed.
so it
Is
could be
it
a dark day.
Is this a Lycan game?
It could be, for sure.
Because I was kind of thinking that maybe they also picked up Sven so that Vega couldn't, because it would also kind of fit with the auras extra and stuff.
If they're gonna pick Lycan, they're probably
Or
gonna pick
armor.
it 4th or 5th.
Yeah.
The thing is, a lot of teams are banning Lycan in the 5th ban when they see any form of Beastmaster, because Beast and Lycan together just make for a pretty gruesome combo. So if they're gonna go for it, they will probably get it in the next pick. After this one, they could go for Venge here if they really want to commit to the auras, but I think they need to get more team fights. Vega, that is. Just make sure they have the strongest 5-man. Okay?
Oh, wow.
They go for the Venge instead.
How greedy do you feel like London Conspiracy can be with their last pick? Because that CM is going to be on the Sven the whole time to protect him and have him give a good laning stage. Do you feel like there needs to be another support there to give Sven that good laning stage to just say he
I
needs?
personally, against what most people, do in the current patch and so on, I like the idea of having a lane where you have 3 heroes. Not all the time, but, having both supports play around the carry, you can get kills. And you have Sven, I mean, you have the stun to do it. So I would like for them to get a support that can be on the bottom lane or on their safe lane and then on the mid lane.
Which one?
Honestly, they could get Mirana. It's pretty amazing here. You can... I mean, the only downside to Mirana is that they will have a Necrobook on Beastmaster later on, and the Invis is not going to work that great. But else, you can arrow the creeps from Chen to just kill them instantly. Early game, that's
Counter
pretty
to
good.
Chen creeps, there you go.
And they go for Winter Wyvern. I don't like... I don't like this hero.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Didn't we say something like their Winter Wyvern has been picked up in like a few professional matches? For example, every Winter Wyvern match in the Shanghai Major lost.
I did say that,
You said
yes.
that, yes.
It was only 2 games, but he did lose
Still
in all of
lose.
those 2
That's
games.
100%.
100%.
And that was even
Stats
with...
don't lie.
Yeah, thank you, Nahas. Even with Secret playing it, it still lost.
Yeah.
I think Winter Wyvern is terrible, but in a game where there's a lot of physical damage, it can work. We saw it lose yesterday as well,
Yeah.
just want to point out. But there is a lot of right-click damage. The Beastmaster aura, the Venge aura, so maybe it can be done. We see that Klink's added in here as well, so more pushing and more 5-manning is potential now, because Klink's... He's an interesting hero the way it works. He can join for the 5-man. If you have good stuns, you can kill people really quick, like with the Beastmaster Aura. But you could also just run as a 4-man train, and then Klinks does whatever he wants, and then joins up when you reach that tier 2 or that high ground.
Yep.
So he can keep, splitting the enemy until the very last moment when you need to join up.
Yeah, Vega Squadron's, their squad it's looking good. I mean, you've got a lot of burst damage, you've got a lot of tower push, and you have got a lot of control, too, with those 2 good stuns. So
I don't understand this ban at all. They ban out Viper when... I guess maybe Viper would have been picked. I feel this was a strange ban.
You don't think Viper's any good here?
Viper and Klinks, I don't think they would pick Viper against Winter Wyvern here as well. I don't see it being good. I don't think they were considering it.
Maybe it will, because it will be Vega Squadron that picks last. Maybe it will make sense if they pick their last.
Yeah,
And
it
then-
could be. If they go for something like a TA here or whatever, but I don't see that being the pick. They need some playmaker on the mid. They need a hero that can just set up, like Puck could be played.
Puck is banned.
Oh, he was banned out as well?
Yeah, last ban.
Okay.
Sorry,
okay.
there's a camera in the way, I think, for you.
You're sitting closer to this. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fine.
that's true.
Hey, don't be sorry. You're calling it, man.
Yep,
You're
okay.
thinking about it.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Vega Squadron thought about it too.
I actually have perfect vision. I'm just pretending to have
That's
poor
good.
vision.
Man,
Yeah.
that's a meta analyst right
Yeah.
there. Good stuff. All right, last one pick out here against Vega Squadron. Who would be the one that we would want to go to? Sheaves, I'm going to put you on the spot. Give
Yeah.
me something.
Well, I think we need a mid hero that can fight early, that doesn't necessarily need that much farm, and basically will need levels mostly.
Mm-hmm.
So Queen of Pain, Dragon Knight. Heroes like that might come to mind. And there it is.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a great hero to replace the Puck. I mean, if Puck is banned, Queen plays a very similar role. Of course, she has longer cooldown on the ulti early on, but it's still a fine pick here, and it does exactly what they want. So a good draft. But now Vega, they get to pick their mid hero after this, so they already know what they're going up against. The entire lineups are ahead of them. This is the best position for the mid player to just say what he wants.
Who do you wanna play against?
Yeah, it's like what do you want? What do you want to do?
What do you want to play? You know you're going to Queen of Pain.
I think if he was confident here, he could definitely play TA. Like, it would have been a really nice game. You have Chen, you have Beastmaster, you have Venge, great heroes to play with.
Just think of that minus armor. I mean, yeah, you got the Sven there to kind of buffer that slightly, but that's going to be very scary.
You also have a very good Roshan lineup then with the TA into this, and you have the late game covered. You're actually stronger late game. So I think that would have been a great pick, but I'm not sure that he loves playing it anyway.
Basically, no one can just say what he wants.
Yeah, it's in no one's corner now.
The ball is in no one's corner.
And they're going to go with Lina.
Yeah.
That's the first time we've seen a Lina, I believe, in DreamLeague this season.
I think, yeah.
That's also more stun combinations, and they also have a way to deal with when the Winter Wyvern tries to save someone.
Yeah.
They can just throw in nukes, so...
Yep, that is...
I think Vega are gonna be really tough to win against in this game for London.
Okay.
I mean, as we said before, I mean, Vega, all that burst damage. I mean, look how... Hey, anyway, we got to move on.
Yeah.
Whew.
So I asked you last time who was going to be the first death. We all were wrong. Now I want to know which tower is going to go down first.
Which towers can go down
I'm
first?
thinking top,
Jeez.
or rather I'm thinking top lane tier 1 on the Radiant side.
You think so, huh? Yeah, I'm thinking the Clinks will be the first one to take his tower.
I'm thinking
No,
with,
you gotta choose the tower.
But, okay, the lane where Clinks is...
Oh, the lane where Clinks is. Sorry.
He's not gonna take the tower on his off lane first. I'm gonna predict that he takes his own tower.
Okay, I don't know.
The hell?
What do you
Okay,
think?
with a Chen, a Clinks, I'm going to say that they're going to be taking all the towers before 20 minutes.
Okay,
So how
I think
about
that
that?
I'll allow
Is
that one
that
too.
allowable?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
allowed
Okay.
too. So we're gonna find
Dunzo.
out which tower falls first. It is over to our commentators for our last match of the evening: Vega Squadron versus London Conspiracy.
Hello, welcome back to the panel. It's the final game of the final series of the day. I'm Odie Pixar, here with Jaskell. The game is well underway, so let's get ourselves straight in so we don't miss any of the action as it kicks off. London Conspiracy versus Vega Squadron, and the horn, the klaxon will sound. And Andy, talk to me about the Charles Wyvern is back. We saw Cinderin trying to bring it back yesterday, and well, he wasn't able to win with it. And if Cinderin can't win with it, it's still probably a good chance that most other pros can, but let's see how it works out this game.
I actually am kind of with Vega that typically I don't like the hero that much, but I think in this situation, in response to what Vega were picking, because it's kind of like an aura strat, right? Like you have Venge, you have Beastmaster, it just uses the auras against the enemy team. So if you land a really nice Winter's Curse on like the Chen, or even like a core like Lina, who typically doesn't build a lot of armor, and you hit the Clinks in it with the Beastmaster aura, that hero can just die.
Oh, hello, and goodbye.
Nice snipe.
All right.
Well, you know,
it's
life is hard. This
let's start
matchup,
getting the early bus tonight.
this matchup for Queen isn't necessarily the easiest to begin with, so he's gonna need some help now, especially with his courier getting killed. That's not great.
Great indeed. Oh, Biver and Solo, they had a bit of a fling in the first game. The old Chen bounty. Now it's the Chen Winter Wyvern. See how that one does turn out, and how much space Solo gets to work through his farm and make those ganks happen, as well as he was able to do in game one. Offlane Mag's on his Beastmaster this time. He was on the Lone Druid before. Beastmaster, if anything, I'd probably say more of a signature hero than the Lone Druid, and that's saying something.
Yeah, during the last season at DreamLeague, Mag played Beastmaster a majority of the games, and he was... Can I say he was a beast? Is that too much?
I'll let you have that
All
point,
right.
Andy.
Just one time.
Yeah,
just
one time.
I felt the agony in your voice when I said
did.
that. It's,
Yeah, we're going to have to get a new co-caster.
I apologize.
It's all right, we'll
I'll
keep
take
you on.
my leave.
You are hired. But yes, Mag's Beastmaster, I won't be surprised if we see the standard 13 minutes level 3 Necro. I'm going to call it now.
13 minutes is pretty early.
I mean, it's Mag.
It is Mag, but maybe with the introduction of the Iron Talon, maybe, you know, he gets some crazy levels of farm. We will have to see. If he gets some triple kill in his lane, I could see that happening, but until that point, I'm going to say it's probably going to be around 20 minutes. But still, I really like the draft from London Conspiracy in comparison to what they had in the first game. Because, again, I am a firm believer is that if the enemy team is more experienced than you, then you should go with the lineup that has more margin for error. Because, like, on average, you're going to be making more mistakes per game than an experienced team like Vega will. So with this lineup, they have more opportunities to win. Sven is obviously going to be good at the late stages in the game, as long as he doesn't get kited too much. You have a lone druid, you have a queen who can kind of semi-carry, create space for the other two cores. This is a much more well-balanced draft than the first one, where they pretty much had to go all in on the lane aggression and use that bounty hunter to pretty much its utmost, and it kind of just backfired. So if nothing else, I'm happy to see that. Their Sven is doing very well. Unfortunately, Baby Knight is struggling mid because his courier did get killed, and obviously not having the advantage of being able to get his bottle early, and you are up against Alina.
Well, I'm looking now. I don't think he actually has the... he's not bought the bottle yet, so the courier's going to be back just in time.
All right.
The EA picked up a salve early. That was what was coming out when the courier got taken down. So, I mean, that's a plus. He's not managed to farm the bottle before the courier's back alive.
Yeah, I mean,
good stuff.
Not hitting as many CS, if you're trying to find an advantage in that.
You know.
Nah, it's actually not that big of a difference right now. He's done a very good job at minimizing the damage dealt here. And he's still got both of his fairy fires, so hasn't really been harassed to a point where he feels like he's in any immediate danger. And the other thing, too, is it's very hard to gank Queen of Pain with this type of lineup.
Jalopy, he's finding a final time down in 19 for 10 at the same time. Look over to Vega, FN on his clinks, 20 for 5. Both position ones getting the free farm that they desire. In terms of how the offlaners are working out, there's a little bit more on the Lone Druid. He's having a better time on the side of London Conspiracy. We saw how well the Lone Druid worked out for Vega in game 1. See if LC have got a similar level skill with that hero. Mid lane going in with the stun, and the Dragon Slave, not quite enough chance and time for no one to get the full right clicks in. So, let's see Baby Knight survive on this quad. 0-0 still, coming up to the 4-minute mark here in this game.
I don't expect to really see a kill happen for at least a little while longer. I mean, Vega are pretty content with the way the lanes are rolling out here. Their Clinks is free farming, the Lina's winning mid. The off lane, obviously, Mag is having a little bit of struggles, but we've seen this guy come back in big ways in lanes where he has not really had too great of a time, so I'm not too concerned about that. And, I mean, Solo's level 4 at 4 minutes, so everything considered, I think Vega's early game has been on point.
All right.
And, of course, one of the other benefits of having a Chen. Don't have to really walk back to base. I think that's actually something that can never be underestimated. The ability to just instantly be back in your lane with full health, full mana, when the enemy team is very unlikely to rotate on you, and just pressuring the queen so much.
I'm talking about pressure, bottom lane, Jalopy and Private. Now Solon on that CM. Definitely stepping it up. He's killed Bombo, he might kill a second, and now with the stun onto Mag, Solon actually not going in there with a Frostbite.
He missed his Nova, so missing the Nova means no kill. If he lands it, there's a good chance they go for the full dive.
Yeah, definitely. It looked like they nearly had that, but at the least they should be able to finish off this tower hit. And there will indeed a bit more money into the bank here for Jalopy Sven. At the same time, mid lane, no one.
That's a solo kill.
As soon as level 6 comes online, he's in there with the Laguna. And not a lot that the Quap can do. Gets caught out by a light strike and the follow-up. It's always going to be there.
He doesn't have any backup either. It's very interesting to me how the Winter Wyvern and the Crystal Maiden are not prioritizing going mid at all. Like, they are just saying, okay, your courier died, you're up against an unfavorable hero, 1v1, but we're not going to help your lane. And this is the guy who's supposed to be helping create space during the mid game. So I'm not sure if they just expect Baby Knight to somehow blossom into this counter-ganking god with ulti and just be able to get counter kills for them, but when your mid has such a hard time, and you don't have anyone else on the team who helps create space but your mid, I feel like the supports need to help that lane. But they're kind of ignoring it. And even though they're keeping Mag out, he's still almost level 5. So this pressure that you're putting on the offlane, yeah, you got the tower, but now your queen is in a position where she needs to recover instead of doing what she is meant to do on this lineup, which is find kills.
We'll see if Baby Knight can indeed achieve that recovery and start to make things happen for the team.
Oh my god, this push.
Not a lot that
this tower's dead.
Did stop it, yeah.
Yeah, this tower's dead.
It's Sagana. There we have it. Panel, of course, they were wrong with their calls, though, as the tower on the bottom lane was already taken. And the Radiant, that was the first one. Then the Conspiracy were able to find Light Strike off the mark here. Unfortunate for no one. He did have the mana for the follow-up Laguna.
God, he is so farmed, actually.
Yeah, he's going straight for the Yules.
44 CS and a kill.
Fan, this is a big one if they get it, and it looks like they should. The roots are falling through, and they'll get it. Big kill there for the side, bringing themselves onto the board, and at the same time,
Okay.
bottom lane, they went in and they got out. They look for the time being. Has he got enough mana for the Laguna? Yes, he has now. But Jellypy throws back a Storm Hammer, and no one unable to get out the ult. Wouldn't have quite been enough by the looks of it to kill that Sven. So London Conspiracy get themselves 2 kills, and they lose nothing in return.
Yeah, that was a very nicely timed route. That doesn't happen. I'm pretty sure that Blinks just walks away from that one, so
Maybe
FN.
not. He's got a Sonic Wave here.
There's no way he can go for that. It's way too deep. But nice little comeback there from London Conspiracy. After a not so great start, they've managed to claw their way back in, getting a couple of high priority kills. But Mag, still level 6, has Roar, can go for a smoke gank if he wants to, or can play a little bit more greedy. I think in this match, London Conspiracy's late game is actually very strong. Maybe to a point where Vega are going to be the ones who are kind of under the gun, trying to apply pressure, you know, get Roshan, get some towers, try to get the game going in their favor, establish the map control, try to stop London Conspiracy from getting that Sven too farmed. And obviously the Lone Druid too, who just finishes Midas. It's only 8 minutes, so Kefka level 8 with Midas. It's a very good timing for them.
It's just a question of how much no one can do around this Lina. So he's going for the Yules build. As we said earlier, he's still working towards it. In fact, they're going to be using smoke. He's going to try and close a gap here with Shema the Slayer. Laguna Blade is up and ready, so if they can get the magic missile onto someone, it should be a surefire kill, and the pings are coming out in the top lane. They know that the Lone Druid's having a good start. They'd love to try and shut him down. Looks like CM maybe they want to tank the gank here, and indeed he will be. Straight Fury, no need for the Laguna on that one.
He canceled that one too. He's like, should I Laguna? No, I shouldn't Laguna. Not necessary.
Now FN. He's coming around towards the mid, in between the tier 1 and the tier 2.
Middle tower
The spot the creep being sent over with intention to stack that Ancients, but he's looking for bigger things. He's going to see what he can find inside the jungle at the Radiant. FN, still with his very deep little adventure on the Clinks.
I'm pretty sure they know he's there. They pinged the location because I think he walked past the sentry when he was top. So they should have some idea.
That's a good hiding spot he's got.
Middle tower is under attack.
See what he can do, but there's a lot of heroes here.
Oh,
and a sentry's been laid down. FN, oh, that sentry. That's going to be another big kill if they can find him off the back of it. He's fairly tanky, but not tanky enough. Storm Arrow comes through. Hand of God, not enough to save him. The Sonic Wave flying through now. The Blink 4 from Baby Ice Cream gets himself a double kill. The Laguna Blade onto Jellypy is enough to kill him. No Sven will be kept alive here by the Cold Embrace. They'll lose 2 on the side of Vega, and it is them that are having to retreat after what pretty much was a very nice sentry. As you said, London Conspiracy aware that Clinks was in the neighborhood, and they played that well.
That was just very good preparation from the supports. That sentry doesn't go down. That fight could have been way different. You know, the Clinks gets a couple auto attacks off. The Lina comes in with initiation. They get a kill on maybe like the Sven or something. Because as we spoke about on the panel, the Cold Embrace isn't necessarily a save against a hero like Lina, and Venge Stun also does a decent amount of damage too. So very nicely done. Tower still ends up going down, I believe, but they did deny it, so not a huge swing in Vega's favor in terms of gold.
Slayer, seeing if we could get a catch at that FM. We do see him keep coming over here. He is really wanting to fight on this Clinks, and I may just find something here looking towards the Wyvern, and Wyvern, no chance for a Cold Embrace.
That's one of those moments where I feel like you're just looking at another location on the map, and you just die so fast that you realize your health is going down, and by that point it's too late, you know? You're just already dead. Not the greatest thing to happen. I'm actually curious to see if FN goes for like the standard, you know, Medallion Deso for Roshan, or if he wants to go for something a little bit more old school like an Orchid, just because of the heroes that he's playing against. Like Orchid, for example, kills the Queen. You can cast it on Winter Wyvern during a team fight, which is also very good. And you can use it on, you know, even the Lone Druid or the Crystal Maiden and just pretty much secure yourself a kill. This is probably one of the few games where I would say Orchid is just about as good as getting one of those other common items. But we don't really see it too much anymore.
Jalopy looks to be in trouble. There's a wraparound for no one. FN's there as well. And here we go. Bam, 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 bam. Jalopy down. Pink's coming out. It's an ult to set this up. And maybe with Baby Knight here, they could go for it. Lena uses herself. There's no Sonic Wave available, and now it's the rest of Vega moving in. Magic Missile onto Sol, and there'll be a Cold Embrace trying to help him out, but he's still going to go down. Here's the rest of the side of Vega. Eat into the Crystal Maiden.
That was very nicely done from Vega. Good communication. Nice swap there as well, making sure that Lena's not in a bad position for when London Conspiracy try to reinitiate. And you can just feel like Vega are so good at applying map pressure. Like the way that they move around, they're using the clinks to find the kills. Like a lot of the time we see lineups where people pick like a bounty hunter or a night stalker or a bat, the hero that's supposed to give you vision. Speaking of.
Yeah, if they could set up a stun here onto Baby Knight, no one. But just have to be careful. Blink 4 from Baby Knight. I've got Jalopy as well. Stormhammer onto no one, and he should go by the swap. Slayer saving it with a Sonic Wave, Baby Knight. It's beautiful across the river. He finds one. He's going to get himself 2. Double kill for the quad. And he may even just move in for more. Solo's going to be pushed back behind the tower.
Oh man, he just lost all his creeps too. That was so huge.
What a fantastic Sonic Wave. That
was
must have been just on the tip.
The animation didn't even hit his hero. He just died. Because Sonic Wave is actually bigger than the animation itself by a decent margin. Like maybe 1-200 range.
That's what I tell the ladies.
Yep. You're a grower, not a shower, right?
Absolutely.
That's what they
and
call
so's
it.
Baby Knight in this case.
All right. So, not necessarily too great of a spot for Vega. They were pressuring quite well, but no one was just so aggressively positioned. And unfortunately for him, he does not have Skeleton Walk. Ends up getting picked off. They get the tier 1. I would say London Conspiracy are on pretty decent pace here. You know, Jalopy's still highest farm. He gets his Blink Dagger after that engagement. They have now ways of starting
look at
fights.
this. Look at the net worth. Oh, there was a beautiful moment there where 2 heroes had exactly the same net worth. That was lovely. I really enjoyed that.
Teamwork.
That was, yeah.
That's how we do.
Good stuff.
A nice move here from Vega, knowing the Sonic Wave is down. Just saying, all right, it's our time to Roshan. They kill it so fast too. Level 4 Wave of Terror with Beastmaster Aura. Like, reacting to this, if you didn't already know it was coming, is very difficult to do. So they take one on the chin from London Conspiracy. You know what? That's fine. We'll just get the Roshan. We have our mech in, let's see, 350 gold. And then we have the Desolator completed on the Clinks as well. Mag. And Mag.
Mag. He wants to fight.
He wants that roar so bad.
All right. Goodbye, Beastmaster. And now Jalopy moving in with the God Strength. He's trying to get some hits and he'll take down the tower. Oh, that's a cheeky denier. It's a lovely one as well. And Shoma the Slayer trying to continue to fight. He's still going to go down, but well, he brought down the tower with him. Does get the denial for the side, but still it continues. And London Conspiracy having a much stronger game too. And as you said, it is them in the driving seat. And Vega, they need to try and make something happen here. Still, the progression for the Clinks is good. And 15 minutes in, does have that Desolator ready for the next fight.
Yeah, he can kill heroes insanely fast with just this item.
Oh, the courier.
Oh, it's dead.
Oh dear.
Has been killed.
Oh dear, oh dear. Goodbye, wards.
Yep. Sometimes you're playing against Clinks and you lose a courier. You hate to see it, but it does happen quite frequently. It's just too hard to anticipate his movement, right? Because he gets across the map so fast. 4 points in a Skeleton Walk is 44% bonus movement speed, so he's more or less hasted the entire time he's invisible.
Bottom lane. That's a Cinderin.
Yep. Rest in pieces, Ice Dragon, or Wyvern, I guess. And that should be a tier 1, right?
Yeah, with FN coming in with the Desolator. The pots of fortification, but London Conspiracy, I don't think they're too phased about this one. I mean, we're 16 minutes in. It is a Chen push with a Desolator Clinks. They know they're going to lose it eventually.
Well, they could defend the tier 2, because their Wyvern's going to be up really soon. Actually, no, the Sun just used God Strength to kill the stacks, so if they scouted that, they might keep going. But I don't know if the Clink saw him, because he took that pathing, right? After he killed the courier, he walked by the Ancient stack, but I don't believe he saw the Sven use that. But either way, Vega continue their pressure here. And first item, actually, from Baby Knight, he will be going for the Orchid. I find that a bit interesting. I think the Aghanims is kind of more useful in a team fight.
Bottom tower has fallen.
Unless you like blink in and I guess silence the Chen or something to stop Hand of God, or maybe the Lina to prevent massive burst damage coming out. I don't know. I feel like there's like a lot of heroes that you want to Orchid in a team fight in this game, but at the same time, if you Orchid one of them, like they're either going to get swapped or there's going to be a Chen heal, or Beastmaster is going to roar you. It's just really hard to utilize the item, I feel, on a 5 versus 5. And it's not like Vega are going to be going for much of a split push game either, right? Like they have Chen, Venge, Beastmaster. They want a 5-man. You don't make an aura strat and then have one hero in every single lane.
Yeah, we've seen them get away with a push on the bottom. They take a tier 1 and tier 2. London Conspiracy unable to
down.
try or do anything for it. But 1, 2, 3, give it a 4th.
Oh god, that damage.
Nice the power of the Clink's Deso at this point of the game. Not a hope at all there for the Quap. There we go. He's going to be looking for more, and this Clinks, he's got 2.6k on top of that Desolator. FN, he's been playing it nicely. We saw him at the start getting picked off a couple of times with the rotations. Woo!
Okay.
Talking about getting picked off. The 1-2 combo from Lina, bursting down the wire with the swap from the Show the Slayer. It will get frostbitten as a light strike for the high ground. No one trying to save his savior, and he will do so. Nice little play there from Vega, keeping each other alive, and they find themselves a second kill. And it's going to be the Blink Clinks. Now that's something.
That's an MV special right there, boys. It's really good though. Like if you're fighting against Queen of Pain, for example, and she blinks away from you, he's fine. He's got blink. Oh, okay, that was close. He's fine.
He's good.
Yeah.
Hey, Solo calls in the army. And now with the magic missile onto Kievka, and look at these creeps go to work. They'll frostbite, and it's a nice ult from the Crystal Maiden. Turns it around, gets one kill. The route onto the Venge. It's going to be a second. Nice little play from London Conspiracy there, punishing Vega for maybe going in a little bit too ham with the Zoo.
That was a nice curse as well. Pretty much annihilated Mag. That's one of the nice things about Winter Wyvern though, is like even if you're having a terrible game, a good curse, you're just using the enemy's farm against them in every situation, so.
Oh, goodbye, Quap.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, that.
I mean, at this point, if the Quap just can't go out on her own, because FM with the blink, he's going to get the kill every time.
Like, the most efficient item he can buy right now would be a Ghost Scepter, in terms of keeping himself alive against the Clinks. But the problem is with buying a Ghost, is that if you Ghost in a team fight and Lina's there, you get Lagooned, and then you die. And because you bought an Orchid, you don't have any health. So that combo could just straight up kill you, which is why I found the choice of Orchid in this game a little bit strange. I mean, I can see the use behind it. It's nice for maintaining relevance on farm because it gives you good mana regen. If you can find a pick with it, it's good. But the playstyle of Vega is not going to be split push. It's going to be, we're going to 5-man you. And if our Clinks finds you 1v1, you're never going to trade with the Clinks because his damage output is through the roof. You're just never going to win that.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how well this is going for the Clinks. It seems that really was the pick here. And it's working out. There we have it. It's not a common pickup as the first two majors items. But it seems to be working out this game.
A lot of Clinks players do buy Blink, but not this early.
Yes, not as the second.
Yeah, just for people at home.
I guess just with the way, the speed that the Clinks was getting the money, it was just like, why not? I had enough damage with the Deso.
Yeah.
It was, if anything, just the mobility, and need a way to get himself out of any kind of trouble if LC come in with the dust. And okay, he's out. And that's the thing, they try and chase, but they can't. It's a Blink Clinks.
Too fast, too furious.
There every time.
I wonder if he just goes to Fusel right away.
No, he's not. Has he not spent? No, he's saving.
Yeah, he's saving money.
Just get Demon Edge, son. Let's
yeah,
go
he could do that as well. Go crit or something.
Whack bang.
Crit is very strong. You could also buy like a Hex or something. Just depends. Oh, he sold something.
Okay, sold the Aquila.
Huh. Oh, he's going BKB.
Oh, that's a bit of a
I mean, that's the I want to end the game item.
Yeah, it's the sensible item.
No, it's definitely very good. It's just that Vega, like we were talking about earlier, they probably feel like they're the ones who need to be trying to end the game, because London Conspiracy's lineup can still function very well during the late game.
I mean, the Lone Druid's been doing pretty well amongst all of this. He is second on the net worth. He's very close to the Clinks. He has that Radiance. So yeah, as you said, as the game goes on, he's going to continue to spiral further and further into the lead in terms of farm.
There's always something you got to keep in the back of your mind. You get a couple of lucky entangles during a team fight, and it can just be the end for even a hero like Clinks. So BKB definitely a safe choice in that regard for FN. He's got it done here. Big London Conspiracy trying to chase down some Chen creeps, but not going to be successful.
There is a Clinks knocking on their tier 3.
Yeah, you need to address this.
So LC needs to. I don't think they can stick around for this.
Oh, they're all bailing. Okay.
No.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They've got to be very, very careful about letting the Clinks have that kind of space, and especially now with that BKB, he can just deploy himself in front of a tier 3 and sit there and take it down in a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
He still needs to be a little bit worried of the Sven. And well, you can't really target him with a Winter's Curse too, that's the problem. Like, he's going to be far away from his team most of the time. So if he pops BKB, you pretty much need to wait it out if you're London Conspiracy.
Mag. He's going to look to try and reveal himself here and go for anything. It'll be a tricky one. There's a lot around FN. I think he's hoping the Baby Knight goes for a greedy blade, but oh, they jump straight in onto FN. But he jumps straight out. Okay.
Then that is one of the downsides of Winter's Curse. You actually can't damage the hero. So your blink doesn't...
Yeah, he's always going to blink.
Yeah, your blink doesn't go off cooldown. So you need a way of hitting him, like, when the thing wears off.
So blink essentially just counters Winter's Curse every time.
Well, if you hit no other heroes with it. So, like, if you get solo curse like that.
Yeah, solo curse.
But if you get hit by your teammates, I'm pretty sure it still breaks the blink.
Yeah. So what you're saying is solo Winter's Curse is not very good?
No.
But that was the case anyway.
No, not very good.
Not very. In fact, it's more like...
Oh my.
Well, I mean, he's dead, and we may see another one going down. There's going to be the BKB pop by FN. Constraint comes in for Jealousy. The root indeed. Hanagon comes through the swap. It's there. Jealousy blinks forward, trying to find the Clinks, but he's going to have to turn and be satisfied with just the Venge. They will get that one. Meanwhile, bottom lane, no one. He's knocking on the tier 3s.
Solo, meanwhile, with his army of centaurs awaiting Roshan.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
he's just waiting it out, man.
And any second now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Too fast.
I was too fast.
You're pretty close, though.
I
I'd
was
say like
close.
5 or 6 seconds off.
Nearly. Got an axe on Lena now. And
That's a dead Crystal Maiden.
Oh. Poor old CM. Oh, that is a large amount of damage.
And that's a gem,
that's a
too.
gem. Oh, Clinks. It's his birthday. Free gem for the man.
I don't know, man. This is...
They're
This is
doing better
one of
than
the-
they did in game 1.
Yeah, of
they're
course.
doing
But
really well.
I feel like their draft is a lot more stable.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest reasons why I feel like a lot of teams who are trying to get to tier 1 status struggle so much, is because they put a lot of pressure on themselves with their draft to make sure that they're putting pressure on winning the game by a certain point, and they're forcing themselves to execute. But when you're playing against these other teams, like Vega, for example, who have been around for a while, you just have to assume that they're going to know what you're going to do and what your game plan is. So the best way is to be stable and just have like multiple cores like they've put together here. Sven and Lone Druid are obviously fantastic. And even though they do make a handful of mistakes, they're still very much in the game. And that's the important part. Whereas the draft they had in game 1, they make like, 3 or 4 mistakes and it's just over.
Well, here we have it. Roshan attempt is going to be made. Let's see if London Conspiracy can do anything to stop it. They're going to send the bear in. They are all very close to the pit. Then coming out, and that's going to be the space. So Dire grab it. FM will be allowed to pick up the Aegis, and now it's like they want to fight. Stun the bear here. Constraint Jealousy jumping in on this one. Sonic Wave as well. Bringing FN low, but he's got the Aegis. Laguna bursts down Jealousy. That's the Sven out of this fight now. Back for round 2. FN's ready. Light Strike onto Biva. They've lost the Quap as well. It's 3 down. Make that 4. Double kill for FN. As the Roshan fight for LC. But it couldn't have gone any worse. I mean, it could have if they lost the Lone Druid as well, but it wasn't great.
Yeah, that was rough. Definitely rough. The curse never went off either. That's the worst part. And that's probably one of the best situations for Winter Wyvern because the heroes are all in close proximity, or at least closer than they would be normally. So if there was ever a chance to get a big Winter's Curse, it was going to be either that or high ground defense. And unfortunately for Luna Conspiracy, they don't manage to find anything. And here come Vega down middle lane. Tier 3, no glyph. Oh man, this is probably just racks. How long do they have on glyph? Let's see, 15 seconds. So yeah, their buildings are going to die before that.
That's the swap in onto the bear here. The punishment.
This is the second bear as well. Oh,
Yeah.
that curse!
Oh, Lena just getting ripped to shreds by our teammates, and they're going to get the Venge as well. All right, holding on. FM Pulse, the BKB starts to retreat solo as well. Tries for it, but it's a double kill for Kefka. Can they get this man? There's a gem on the Lone Druid. They've got the dust out as well. It's going to be a big one if they can get it with a Frostbite. They're going to do it.
Nicely
They're
done.
going to do it. London Conspiracy, hold on.
And that is what I was saying, is even if Winter Wyvern dies a million times, a curse will still destroy the Lina every time.
Oh, that's a gold swing and a half. Over 6k in terms of gold difference
right.
being created, and 6k in terms of XP. There's a lot of rich heroes now on the side of a London Conspiracy. I've got to be careful, Vega.
Positioning-wise, that was just not so good from Vega. Like, having your Clinks and Lina standing right next to each other when you know that Winter's Curse is up is just a recipe for disaster. But that's one of those mistakes that you only make once in a game, right? Like, after that, Vega can be like, all right, we can't do that again. Just have a better concave on the high ground, and we don't have to worry about anything like that ever happening again.
With a Blink Dagger on Wyvern. He just managed to find a huge influx of gold from that one, so having that
Oh, having the blink
extra
is
positioning
huge.
is, yeah, as you said, the Winter's Curses, they're great against this push from Vega. We do expect them to be a little bit more careful, but now with the Blink Dagger, you're still going to be able to play around that if you're the person.
Yeah, that's the big thing, because his item progression was so slow.
Yeah.
Like, Beaver didn't have much to speak of, and then after that one defense, he gets a huge initiation item, which is going to be fantastic. And then the Sven is very close to BKB on top of this. So with those two items in conjunction, the teamfight potential from London Conspiracy just went up tenfold. And the Queen might also be able to finish BKB by the next engagement as well, which would also be very nice. Now, it might not be as good for him personally because he's kind of lacking armor. So if he goes in and he has BKB on, the Clink can just kind of destroy him. But at the very least, if he gets, you know, Warcry on him from the Sven, he might live for a little bit longer. And their damage output is still very high, even outside of the curse hitting multiple heroes.
It just makes you wonder after a fight like that if Vega are starting to lose kind of the control that they had on this game. I mean, you're looking at the
Oh, a
network.
little bit, for sure.
Yeah, Lone Druid is really going to come into his element, and we've seen already Jellypi's progression getting better and better. AC round the corner for Kefka.
Dire's middle tower is
Yeah,
under
this is
attack.
kind of one of those situations where you look at it and you're like, all right, we have a Chen. He doesn't really fall off a ton, but against a hero like Sven and Lone Druid, who are just naturally very beefy and have that frontline potential, they can kind of just kill the creeps, even if they're ancients. And then you're still relying on a Clinks, and obviously the Lina's burst damage to kind of carry you through these engagements. And he does have Aghanims on no one, so they do have a tremendous amount of burst. Just a matter of if they can get the proper targets down during the fight. We might start seeing some more aggressive swapping from Shioma, just to make sure that they can get a high priority target killed in the beginning.
Where's that BKB Baby Knight? So a bit more prepared for these fights, and at least a chance to blink away as well if the Clink starts to get in with the damage, which is going to start to increase even more after the pickup of the Crystallis. 2.2k towards what I'd imagine to be completing the Daedalus next. And they're looking for a very aggressive smoke. Vega straight on to their side of the map and spot out the bear. The bear will get pulled back to its master, so the bear will live. 4 minutes and a half for Roshan. And London Conspiracy themselves, they're over the side of the map of Vega. Starting to push. There's one more tier 2 left on this map over on the diet.
Radiant's bottom
See if they're able to get
tower
it,
is
but it
under
looks like
attack.
already backing. It's a little bit aware that Vega may be moving back up to the top lane, and both the Wyvern and the Sven have backed up. Vega just sticking over the Radiant side of the map for the time being.
Still a much closer game, by far. London Conspiracy showing that, you know, they're not going to be walked over 2 games in a row. And I'm happy about that, you know. It's always exciting to see teams who are relatively new just able to kind of stand and fight against a team who is much more established. Like, even without Pasha, you could say that Vega maybe aren't at 100%, but still anyone's game here at 32 minutes in. I suppose the biggest thing is going to obviously be Roshan team fights, of course. Always have to keep that in mind. And if a smoke gank is actually successful. So, solo. The roar. Oh, and the root.
And the first hit root.
That is
Goodbye, Chen. Pops the mech. He's got the Hand of God as well if he wants to use it, but nah, no point. He's got it.
That's one of those things where you're just playing and you're like, why did they give Lone Druid that ability? Alright, we're going to lose the Winter Wyvern. That was super fast.
I like this as well. It looks like he's going all in for the Daedalus.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
Don't save for buyback. Just get the physical damage. I mean, with that Daedalus, he's...
The one thing
the Lone Druid and the Sven still are going to be able to, you know, sustain quite a fair bit against this
Yeah,
Clinks.
Sven gives you a tremendous amount of armor, and that's really what you need against Clinks. You either need Ghost Scepters, you need Disable, or you need armor. And since BKB kind of circumvents the Disable thing, then the next best thing to do is just have a ton of armor to eat through.
Yeah,
and Warcry is so good for that.
And the AC, of course, on Lone Druid.
Yeah, yeah.
It all adds up.
And we will probably be seeing, well, at least I would assume, we're going to be seeing a Basher on that bear at some point. Because they need some form of BKB lockdown. You can just put the bear on the Clinks, and then he either gets bashed by it or is forced to attack it. And either way, you're kind of walking away from the team fight feeling a bit better about it. Just having that extra control for him.
Oh, these sentry placements, but FN turns. The Ghost Scepter is there from CM. And yes, FM realizes can't stick around for that one. Of course, the Ghost Scepters have started to be picked up. CM and also the Lone Druid do have one on board. Just making it that little bit harder. I mean, with 2 already in the game, do you then go back for defusal on Clinks, or do you just decide to play around it and rely on your team to burst down those Ghost Scepter heroes?
I think defusal is kind of necessary at some point. Like, he probably gets rid of Soul Ring and buys it. Because here's the thing, right? It's not just Ghost Scepters, it's Cold Embrace as well. So if you're not able to kill Beaver at the start of the fight and just say, okay, well, there's Cold Embrace and 2 other heroes who I pretty much can't attack. My only other option is, if we're pushing, is to either hit the building or wait for somebody else. And your targets are what? Sven, who's going to have a ridiculous amount of armor, and then the Lone Druid. So he doesn't have the greatest targets right now. And they only really have one hero on the team who can supplement his damage with anything other than single target physical DPS, which is the Lina. And Lina doesn't want to have to blow a Laguna Blade on a support every fight. You kind of want to save it for the Sven or the Lone Druid at this point.
Fam. Needs to be careful. So solo. Get his army out of there. No one TP's away. FN, the last one left remaining around. Still hanging about. Maybe hoping to try and find a kill. There you go, going on to the Wyvern, but Cold Embrace comes through. Ghost Scepter from the CM. Now he decides to run BKBs and gets out of there. We've seen that a couple of times where he's just having a lot more trouble finding the pickoffs, FN.
Yeah, it's really troubling for the Clinks in this game. If I have to trade a Ghost Scepter as a support for a BKB charge on a Clinks, I am super okay with that. Because I know that we have the control. Solo, I'm going to go for this.
Look at the slow off there with the Splinter Blast. Orchid's laid down as well. Solo. No chance in that. He's going to be the Chen down. 50 seconds, no buyback. No Hand of God available, and Roshan is there for the taking. So, London Conspiracy, if they can back off, get this, they're going to have a good chance at pushing up to the high ground next. As these guys have really stepped it up for game 2, as you said, and it is looking very, very hopeful for them at this point.
I think the single biggest turning point in the game was just that curse middle. Like, when they were on high ground and they were all standing on top of each other, they killed no one with just a support casting an ultimate. Like, the amount of impact he's allowed to have with almost no items is insane for these types of situations. So, as like I was saying during the beginning when we first got into the game, it's one of the few times where I think that Winter Wyvern is actually okay because of those niche scenarios. No other hero would have been able to do what he did in that situation. And it could have otherwise resulted in a Rax. Maybe that Rax allows them to just straight up get the next Roshan. You know, you never know. But because of that, they now find themselves with the Aegis They've taken a couple of successful skirmishes as well. And I mean, the late game, I would still say they're a slight advantage.
I mean, what do you do now if you're Vega? You know, your last past few attempts to try and break the base of London Conspiracy haven't been great. Now you're going to have to try and do it against an Aegis if you're still going to look to put the pressure on.
I think the first order of business is getting a defusal for FN.
Yeah.
I really think he needs it. And if you don't have a defusal blade, you pretty much don't have a target to go on. I mean, I suppose you could like bait him out and then try to not pop your BKB and like blink away or something. That could be one way that you could take the fight. But otherwise, it's tough. And right now, he's just adopting the split push game. He realizes that the catch from London Conspiracy is, it's okay, but it's not great for going on a Clinks. So he's just going to try to pull them apart a bit, try to buy time, make that Aegis fade. And at the very least, don't let them just straight up get to your base with 5 heroes and the Aegis ready.
You can see London Conspiracy are seeing if they can catch out anyone farming in the jungle. Slayer will TP out immediately. Refreshers, I believe, is now done on Mag. No one to control the bear, and with the damage from the Clinks, they're going to burst him down. The Groon as well, that's it done. There we have it indeed. Refresher on Mag. He's still having a clean game, and he's found himself the farm. So 2 primal roars in a fight could be exactly what Vega need to turn it around. If they can control the Sven, they can just even control the Lone Druid. 2 cores that are really packing the punch. It'll be big, and here we go, jumping straight in. And they look for one.
Oh.
But, Sven coming through. Mag did get the refresh up, but he can't get the second roar out. Even if he did, there was no one to follow up, and Mag, he jumped in there, maybe hoping for a solo pickup on the Wyvern, but it just wasn't going to happen, and now he's dead for 60 seconds. This, potentially huge misplay from the Beastmaster.
Yeah, I can see why he goes for that, though. Because here's the thing, right? They didn't have vision, but they saw the Lone Druid bottom, and the rest of London Conspiracy had been off the map for a while. Solo could also be dropping here.
Baby Knight did blink into the trees, though.
That's fine. Moral support, Queen.
Yeah.
All right, Lex, he will be safe, but... And I think in this scenario, when you're Beastmaster, you just want to try to get those solo picks.
Oh, goodbye, Venge. Quick jump in and a few 1-2s, and he's down as well without buyback. And
okay, that death is not good. Like, the way that he died, knowing that those heroes were right there, I actually have no clue why he was still there.
Things falling apart here for Vega. Jalopy ready with the front lining, and now Lone Druid's there as well. They're ready with the push, the full 5-man. Jalopy getting bursted down fairly low, but he has got the cheese. Healed up by the cold embrace from the Wyvern. Solo still coming in. If they get the blink on him, that Chen is going to be in a lot of trouble, in a world of pain. And with the fortification, Mag back in, does have that second primal roar. Still 20 seconds without the Slayer on Vengeful Spirit. The Laguna bursts down the bear, and that is actually the bear down. Okay, 10 seconds he's got the resummon. So things are all good here for Kefka, but 19-18, it looks close in terms of kills, but in terms of the way that this game's played out over the last 10 minutes or so, it's London Conspiracy that seem to be taking the better trades, even though the graph still shows it to be incredibly close between these 2 teams.
Yeah, and we're going to see Blink.
This is a big one if they can find it, but the Yule's controlling it, but the Sonic Wave's enough. That's going to be the Clinks down. It does have a buyback available. Winter's Curse holding no one in place, but Slayer swaps him back. In fact, swaps him into Solo, and the Winter's Curse continues to pull him in. So now no one's going to back off. The BKB popped by Baby. Now they get the pressure onto Vega to force them back from the racks. They will finish off the melee. So I think anything more here. Jalopy still hanging around. He jumps in. Solo in trouble, but they actually do hold back Jalopy here. He's caught in position as the roar comes out. Does live through it all. He's got the BKB out beforehand. The FN trying with the right clicks. Laguna comes through as well, but Jalopy eats the cheese. It'll keep him alive in this case. CM, the only ones go down on the side of London Conspiracy, and Vega. They start to push them out of the base. Light strike onto Kefka. Can they take down this Lone Druid? He gets the bear back in, but the Savage Roar forcing back the side of Vega. The Orchid onto no one. The dagger thrown out onto Mag. London Conspiracy still trying to fight up amongst this one. And in fact, on the bottom, Quap just blinks in, bursts down Lina. They will swap Baby Knight in under the tower, and he's going to pay with his life, but he's got the Aegis. He's ready for round 2. Let's see what he does with it. He is going to be used up. Can he get himself out of this one? No, not going to be the case. Light Strike's there to follow through, and they'll take down Baby Knight. But Vega, they do lose those racks in the mid lane. Looking for more, but FN's actually been caught out by Kefka. Gets rooted, gets taken down. Jalopy gets the Stormhammer onto no one. And now the bear coming in as well. That's going to be Lina falling down. Potentially gets full start back. And indeed, that's a huge play. Lina to fall there would have meant the game potentially for the side of Vega. Well, Elsie looking for more. That bash from the bear onto Mag, and now Jellaby gets got straight in with the Stormhammer. Mag's going to get taken out. The real Solo looking for more. They'll get it. Double kill for Jellaby. 2 down on Vega. No buyback on Mag. No buyback on FN. 65, 73 seconds on both of them. This could be game winning for the side of LC. An incredibly costly fight for Vega, and they still failed to come out on top.
They've been fighting for so long that God's Strength came back up. I don't know if they have the damage without the Clinks alive to stop this. Like, both cores from London Conspiracy are still alive. It's just all 5 when the CM gets here. I think this might just be it. There's no glyph.
A very, very clever game from the side of London Conspiracy, outwitting Vega, and we saw Vega just making too many mistakes in the mid game, and it's costing them this point. Let's see if they can still try and turn. It's still 25 and 30 until they've got 2 of their cores. Sonic Wave comes through, but it was still whilst the Winter Curse was out there, so it didn't do any of the damage. But it doesn't matter. The base is in shatters. The Ancient begins to fall, and London Conspiracy, they flopped in game 1, but they really stepped it up in game 2 and showed us that they have what it takes to deserve to be here in the league. Great play from the team, 24-20. And Winter Wyvern won. Couldn't do it at Shanghai. Couldn't do it when Sim was playing it. But Beaver and the boys on London Conspiracy showing us that the hero can still be effective. And as you said, a lot of this game, you can kind of draw it back down to that fight where the Winter's Curse just turned around. A push from Vega. I think, like many of us, they forgot the Winter Wyvern was in the game. And then suddenly like, okay, we're kind of screwed.
It's one of those heroes that's so out of the meta that every once in a while you just get caught off guard. And unfortunately for Vega, that was the point where they felt like they were at their strongest. So as soon as they get knocked down like that, all of a sudden, okay, what happened after that? The Winter Wyvern gets a free Blink Dagger, the Sven gets BKB, the Queen gets BKB, both 10 seconds. Like, that momentum shift inside of the game is so much of a difference when you have this kind of really good frontline team against a Vega who pretty much only has single target burst. That's all they had. So when you can't kill somebody because of 2 Ghost Scepters and a Clinks, and then of course you also have to worry about that Cold Embrace as well. There's like 3 heroes you just can't target anymore. The Clinks falls off really hard, and you can't focus the Sven and the Lone Druid because they're just too tanky on their own right. So now you're looking at Lina and saying, okay, well now we got to have like this refresher on Lina with Aghanims to be able to burst 1 hero. It just like, it becomes increasingly difficult for Vega's lineup to fight like that. And we saw the Chen, you know, Solo was doing everything that he could, but it's a 42-minute game as a Chen. You can only do so much.
Absolutely, and it's always nice, you know, in a series that game 1 really didn't go well for London Conspiracy, but the fact that in game 2 they pulled it back and they just punished Vega's playstyle. They were able to take advantage of sometimes when Vega goes for these aggressive plays, these aggressive pushes, and all in all, some great stuff from London Conspiracy, great stuff from the teams overall today. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed the games. That is it for the Dota 2 action. But don't go anywhere, because we will go over the panel for some absolutely brilliant replays, I'm sure. We'll see you guys, well, from myself and Andy, tomorrow.